create that sense of conviviality in the world, like nothing else. But for serious writers, food is not really a subject, and that's because most serious writers, like you, live very much in their heads and never bother with, cooking or where the food comes from. Much more interesting than the cooking is actually the marketing. I love markets. I love to go to markets and see what's for sale, because that tells you about the environment. It tells you about the ecology. And, I think one of the reasons why food gets so much sidelined in serious writing is simply because it's the work of marginalized women, And that's, again, one of the reasons why I find it so interesting, is that it goes in the opposite direction from the rest of the world. And that gives it a very unique kind of identity. Whatever everyone else is doing, Calcutta will do exactly the opposite. And it's good, it's important that there be places like that. I appreciate it more and more as I see, really, that most of all, Calcutta taught me to be skeptical. It taught me to be skeptical about the claims of modernity, And now we see, how false were most of these claims. In Brooklyn now, Bengalis have become the masons. So they're always rebuilding the houses around us. If I open my study window, I hear Bengali, coming up from the street. It's an astonishing thing. Zohran used this so well, to address the Bengali community in New York. It's a strange thing, but, still in the minds of Bengalis, Bengali continues to be a language of intimacy rather than a language, an international language as such. Well, Sunil Gangopadhyay, who's one of the greatest Bengali writers of the 20th century, he always, and a very close friend, he used to say that I write Bangla novels in English. And I think that's in some ways a very apt description. So there was this whole cast of amazing teachers that we had in Delhi University at that time. I was just thinking the other day, I was reading Apurvanand's, that article he wrote about how Delhi University's syllabi are being destroyed and so on. It made me just feel so sad. Because I can certainly tell you that Delhi University in the 70s and 80s, it may not have figured on any News and World Report ranking, but if you knew how to take advantage of it, it was as good as any university in the world. I went from Delhi University to Oxford in 1978, and I loved Oxford. It's a wonderful place and so on. But intellectually speaking, Delhi University was much more exciting. We had all read much more. We had much deeper engagements with our subjects. So to see this university now being literally destroyed in this way, it just feels like a tragedy, really. Because, one thing we've seen now here in the United States, everywhere, is that institutions take a very, very long time to build, but they can be destroyed almost overnight. And that's really what we're seeing.